Hello class, so today's lecture is going to be finishing up the last two out of the five literary elements of a short story. So we already covered conflict, theme, and plot, and now we are going to finish up with setting and character. And then we're also going to go ahead and delve a little bit into point of view for this activity, or for this lecture. So the first thing we're going to talk about is setting. Now setting is the time and the place of the story. Um, this is going to help to build and shape the mood of your story, and it should always, always, always support your action. If you're having a scary story, you probably shouldn't be setting your story on a tropical beach where it's sunny and nice out. You really want to set the mood for the story, so maybe some scary woods somewhere. Um, Now, how do you go about doing your setting? Your setting is described through action, and you need to keep it nice and smooth. You don't want to overwhelm the reader with excessive details. You just want to keep it light and moving forward. You don't want your readers to get caught up on these details about your setting. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to talking about character. Now, there are two different meanings of character. There's the person in the work of fiction, and then there's also the characteristics of a person. So the person's in a work of fiction. If we're referring to short stories here, short stories use very few characters. You have pretty much your protagonist and you have your antagonist. Your protagonist is the character that is clearly central to the story, with all of the events having some sort of importance to this character. Your antagonist is the character that is opposing your main character, your protagonist. And then there's the characteristics of a person. So, in order for a story to seem real to the reader, these characteristics need to seem real. Characterization is the information that an author gives to the reader about the characters themselves. And this is done in several ways. So, how can you reveal character? Well, you can reveal character through action, such as Joe steals a bike. That reveals a little bit of his character if he's stealing a bike. You can reveal character through description. Sam's brown hair curled down to her shoulders. That's describing, how she looks, and that's through description. And then you can also describe characters through thoughts. I'll never pass that thought, Marty thought, sighing. So, you see how you can develop characters through different ways here? And then you also just kind of want to take note when you're making your characters that you don't want to over-characterize. Readers don't need to know every single small detail about a character. You only need to include traits about the character that are absolutely necessary to the story. And when you're talking about minor characters, you need to include even less. You don't want to be throwing in a bunch of random details. It's just going to distract the reader, and they're not going to get a very good feel of your character. The actions of your characters must always be motivated as well. You don't want your character doing random things that aren't important to the story because, again, it's just distracting. Your actions of your story, they need to have logical reasons behind them. So why is your character doing the things that they do? So moving on, we're going to go ahead and talk about points of view. There's many different points of view, and we're going to go ahead and start off with first person. First person point of view is when there's one person telling the story. They're speaking for and about themselves, and they use pronouns such as I, me, mine, myself, ours, us. Then there's second person point of view, and that's the protagonist or the main character referred to by a second person. It's usually used in letters, in speeches, or when you're giving directions, such as you, yours, yourself. And then there's third person limited. This is where there's an unknown narrator focusing on one character, and you use pronouns such as he, she, it, him, hers, their, itself. So for an example of this would be, happy that she had just gotten a job, Joe wasn't paying attention as he walked down the street. A man drove by and yelled, hey, get out of the way. And that would be an example of third person limited. Then there's third person omniscient, and this is the all-knowing narrator. This reveals multiple characters' feelings and thoughts. So another example of that would be, happy that he had just gotten a job. Joe wasn't paying attention as he walked down the street. Unlike Joe, Bob was having a bad day, and as he drove by Joe, he tried to imitate him by yelling, hey, get out of the way. And then there's third person objective. This is where you have an impersonal narrator, and an objective tells the story with no comment on any characters or events. It does not reveal any of the characters' thoughts or feelings. So an example of this would be, he walked down the street. A man drove by and yelled, hey, get out of the way. So, to respond so that I know that you have listened to this lecture today, I need you to go ahead and respond to this lecture by choosing a Disney character, any Disney character of your choice, just as long as it's a Disney character. And I want you to go ahead and kind of create a character chart for me. This way you can really get a feel for how to develop your characters. Um, so for this character chart, I'm going to need you to put a couple things down. First, I'm going to need this character's name. And I'm also going to want you to go ahead and put the age down and their background, where they came from, things like that. I also want you to go ahead and give me some positive traits of this person and some negative traits of this person. And what are their ambitions and goals? So what is your character's ambitions and goals? What kind of clothing do they wear? What is their most distinctive trait? And then I need some other general descriptions such as their eye color, their hairstyle, their height, their weight. Do they wear glasses or contacts? Do they have freckles? Those sort of things. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and need you to put what do others think of these characters. So I know that's a lot to handle, but this is a video, so you can keep rewinding it and figuring out what you need for this character chart. But again, I'm just going to kind of run through it. I need the name, their age, their background, some positive and negative traits, their most distinctive traits, what are their ambitions and goals, what kind of clothes do they wear, eye color, hair color, do they wear glasses, what's their weight, their height, and, what do others think of the characters. So go ahead and respond to that, and go ahead and type that up in a quick little Word document, and respond to this video with that document. Thank you. Hope you have a great day.